Hello, and thanks for joining me for the first time or again. Welcome to the Become the Flow community. Today we're going to be going over chanting. Chanting was a real interesting one for me because I had some speech problems growing up, so singing along and adding to that side of the music was very out of phase, in a sense, where I felt like I was destructively interfering with it very often. But when I found chanting, it opened up that field because I didn't need to be so precise, say exactly what they're saying. We can incorporate our own light tone, our own energy, and our own expression into the music without it being there. Then with the drumming, there's a rhythm and a tonality in your mouthing that simulates the things that you might be playing as instruments. So as you learn how to chant, you're almost learning how to play instruments as well. You're practicing both. And it really opens up this diverse world for your own true expression. Each person I've seen or listened to has almost their own sense of tonality, consonant choices, vocals, clicks, gurgles, different aspects of their essence that comes forth when they leave the world of their words that they grew up knowing, English that I'm speaking now, and enter the field of resonance and frequencies, tonality, pitches, timbres that we can really do with our voice. And then exiting from the discrete thought that may be paired with one of the words I'm saying right now, in the sense of how you're understanding what I'm explaining to you, the tonalities and the words and the light language, English that I'm using right now, is already paired with ideas that are formulated and then have your brain latch onto, where the light language allows us to express without those identities being paired to what we're saying, so it can be heard from a more fundamental place. It can make for discrete, precise conversations to be a little challenging in their own ways, and that's why we did develop language. But extracting yourself from that language to just come back to your root tonality, whatever noises you make, doing it on a rhythm, allowing yourself to make music from striking of things in the drumming video or the expression of self in your own voice and any location. So we will the chanting starts with, for me, either a vowel or a consonant. This is the way I explain it. So you either got a ah, or a n, or a m, or a p, or a b, or a za, or a ta, or a e, I, o, u. These are all our different, the letters are the different symbols for the different tonalities that we've learned to express, and different languages have different ones too. So some languages utilize clicks, like, and different clicks at different parts of the mouth will give different tones. Others use more of like a gurgle sound in the back of the throat, like where you're making your throat vibrate. English is using a lot of lips and mouth vowels, and then where you can now play with them. So then I also do combinations. So let's just stay in the one for a second. Bata, abata, ahi ha hum ba ti tum, tabam pa tira kim ba And I think naturally as I start doing it, I automatically start coming out of just consonants, because each consonant is expressed with a vowel in a sense. You're a, or ta, or ti, or tai, or tu. It's ta, ta, ta. So I would sound very drummy, like t, ta, ba, la, li, li. But even then, the shape of the mouth is what's expressing the vowel that's paired to those consonants. So I like to look at it with either vowel, consonant, vowel, or consonant, vowel, consonant, or consonant, vowel, like tu, bi, la, fa, ra, ta, and then with an e, b, li, z, ri, ti, fi, e, with an I, my, die, rai, tai, fi, I, rai, zimba, z, tai. My chanting just starts coming out too, so I'm throwing in different vowels with those different levels as we go. So there I'm just kind of going through my own alphabetical identifications of letters, z, z, and then hitting them with the different vowels. So z, za, z, zai, zu, zag. Then you can throw another consonant in, zag, zig, zig, zag, zug. And now you're shaping words, and you don't need to necessarily put meanings to these words. There are more ways for me to start practicing my vocabulary expansing of my light language. So I don't get caught in my similar tones. I might be in my dira mama ta tira kum hambata tira kira humbata patu But if you really start doing it for a long time, you might doing it for an hour or something like that, or at a show or at a drum circle. It can feel repetitive, and then sometimes you might want to be repetitive, so stay in the same mantra. Z-ra-pa-boom-ba, 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 Z-ra-pa-boom-ba. Maybe it's something powerful for you that day that you have to express, or you want to call into that space. So Z-ra-pa-boom, and then you could change it. Like if you feel like you're caught up, just look for another letter. M. Mam ba ba boom, boom ba ba boom, ta tum ba ba boom, ring ba ba boom, and you're just tying in those to what you already have. And then we can get out of our saying the words ta ta fa fa im ba ki into more of a singing the words, like la ya hum ba ho, he ra ta ti ra hum. And we'll be doing a video on wood flutes after this. So wood flute has that similar aspect where when you're blowing into it, you might be doing quick breaths. And I'm using each one of those quick breaths to power a different sound. Or I could be doing a long breath. And a lot of the consonants come from closed mouths. So when you close your mouth, you're switching from that consonant, vowel, consonant. So you might be in a Yahumba ya he ya ya him ba fa fa ya him ba ya he ya fin ba ha hu ya fin ba ya he ya fin ba ya ha hu ya fin ba ya he fa ta ha ha ra ba hu ira hum ira tim ira ha ba fa ka kim ba ira tum. So that breath is also a tone. All of these things, any form of expression that we can make come out of our mouth or into our mouth, these are all in-out expressions that are augmenting the space around us to make a tonality, and then we can shift those augmentations to express our being in this time space. And it can come to a better way or a cleaner way to express complicated thoughts, feelings, and emotions that aren't trying to be discerned or deciphered, but are trying to be felt. So that's what a lot of music I feel like is for. There's can be some powerful words that are guiding the message of the feeling, and the feeling is guiding the message of the words, but music can be expressed much without words, and that's what a lot of the light language chanting is, or rhythmic drumming. And then you can also see my hands doing their own expressions here. So there's a couple instruments that utilize spatial recognition to play the noise while you're moving your hands. So I also think that's like a lot of what we're doing when we're using our hands to speak, is we're also augmenting the space and using our hands to either dial up or dial down a conversation, or push it forward or pull it in. And so when you're in your tone, you can almost start allowing your hand to draw the shape of what you're expressing as well, just to add in another layer of entanglement, in phase construction to your expression. So you're wrapping your expression, wrapping, flipping, tying, twisting, pulling, shaking, to key your voice into what to do sometimes. Sometimes I'll do what my hand's doing. My hand will start shaking. Oh, my voice wants to start shaking. And there are sometimes my voice will start shaking, so I'll start shaking my hand. Almost giving a sign language version of the light language. Also unidentified, uninterpreted. Just there for the recognition of the expression in a form of dance. So, yim ba ba boom ba fi. Follow after me like rim. Im baka kim ba 1 2 ta tim ba ta tin ra kim fa love mama ma ta ti, love mama ma ta ti, love papa pa ta ti fa im ba ti ra pa boom ba and then we can start splicing in words. So love ma pa eternity yatin ba fokum ba eternity yatin ba bakum, because the words in themselves are just these tonal representations placed together. So sometimes when I'm chanting, I'll say some, like food. I'll be like, I just said food. And so sometimes I'm guiding myself away from those. Sometimes I'm not guiding myself away from them, just allowing them to happen. And sometimes I'm intentionally replacing them in there to take a piece of something identified and place it in there. Love light in baki, love light in baki, love light in baki, rumba timba fimba healed, healed, we're healed and healed and healed, rocking, bimba in the tirakum, bimba timba fakokum. Alright, so I hope that helps guide you on your expression of chanting. Next thing I'd recommend is checking out this video again, rewatching it, maybe doing it with this last little chant here that I'm going to do. But try to splice in your own chant with the chant that I'm doing. Try to splice in your own chant with the music you're listening to. So not only are you pulling it from your own source, yam ba ba boom ba ti, but you're throwing it into a mixture of something else. So right now there's not another person here, and I'm not going to pull out one of my chants. I don't got my phone on me or anything like that. So you have this experience now to throw in your voice on top of mine. And it can start with just a simple yippee, yippee, in a gratitude of expression to get your voice out there and have your first chant. And then you do it at any random time. So if I'm like im ba ba bim ba kim yippee, im ba ba bim ka im yippee, im ba ba bim ka im yippee, you might just be that yippee part, And then the ba ba be kim yippee. Maybe you switch that eventually to la fa fa fum ka yippee. And I'm all like ba ba king king yippee. And you're like rum ba ba boom ka yippee. Or ba ba kira be king ba ba be ka king. Ka king. Retim baba bira tum takir. I love you. Thanks for being here, Ratim. Thanks for joining me on my chants. Hope to see you again. Stay tuned for more.